And welcome back in, everybody. Waffle board breaks. Here we are, Sunday double box break. Skipped the last week. Feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. Obviously, we had a single box break. No, we had double box break before it went away. But no breaks last Sunday. We had a community hit on Tuesday, and Mike Z also hit on Thursday. So he is the hitter of record, having gone back to back. We'll see if he hits tonight. He has a spot tonight. Pretty good crowd tonight. Obviously, I hope you guys miss me. We have 14 people in tonight. Missing some of our regulars, but I mean, it's a pretty good crowd. Obviously, we got Greg K. A bunch of people picked up unsolds. I know there's a bunch. And obviously, there's some battles for some of the eBay stuff. We got Greg K in tonight, Nick F., Shirley, Mike A., Timu K from over in Finland, probably sleeping right now. Hopefully he sees this when he wakes up. He has a couple nice spots. Mike H. grabbed an unsold. Thomas M. grabbed a couple on eBay. CK grabbed a couple on eBay. Ash D and Devin D have some spots from the unsolds. Big Al grabbed a couple unsolds. Welcome in. Obviously, I have his in the still to ship, so I'll be shipping that this week. JG grabbed an unsold. Daryl L grabbed some, I believe, on eBay as well as an unsold. Mike Z grabbed one spot, looking to go for the turkey. Larry V's got the gorgeous Gila Floor, and I think that's everybody. I said 14 different people have spots tonight. Pretty good crowd. Like I said, missing a couple of our regulars, but I mean, most everybody here is present and accounted for. No Ron, no James M, no Ryan S, but you guys are a pretty good crowd. Obviously, you guys grabbed some battles on eBay. And of course, lots of unsolds. I didn't mind, getting the price up there for you guys to grab them. Looking forward to seeing who hits tonight. We got 2 boxes coming. We'll be down to 28. We're just doing Wednesday night this week. So just 1 box this week. And then, of course, the double box next Sunday. Those spots will go live Tuesday. Of course, I'll end whatever hits on Wednesday, but we'll have 28 spots live on Tuesday. Of course, we'll be 27 when we get to Sunday, and of course, 27 and 26. And then, of course, we're going to do 1 box next week. That'll be 25. And of course, the reload will be coming. I have, I think, 12 jerseys in the house. I have a couple on the way. Hopefully, they get to me in time, but it'll be at least a 12, maybe a 14 jersey reload. Some good stuff. 5 completely new names we haven't had before. A couple of our old friends. A couple repeats, but it's a pretty good bunch. Obviously, some real nice stuff. I got a bunch of stuff back from JSA. I shipped out to them that came to me when I was away. So that's a nice package to get when you come back from vacation all weary. So it was hot down in Florida. Of course, it was hotter up here in Jersey when I was away. So I really didn't miss any hot. I wasn't subject to any more heat than there was here. But at least down the House of Mouse, we were a little bit more entertained. So took a day or so to decompress here and, ready to roll with you guys. I feel like it's been away forever. Obviously, I grabbed spots and breaks, and actually I was actually not on the planet when I hit. I was actually in the air from Nashville to Philly for my layover, and that's when the break happened, and I was very happy to see a video when I landed. So thank you for that hit this week. Obviously over in Daryl's room, Mike Z helping with that, and you guys will benefit because I hit that jersey and will replace the jersey that I have ready to go into the boxes. So it helped everybody out. I mean, it was nice to hit. He's got a nice set. He has another box, I believe, opens tomorrow. I don't know what his next claim will be. Probably either Monday night or Tuesday night. So get over there. I know Big Al's still doing his East Coast stuff as well as his multi-sport stuff. Make sure you get over to Big Al's if you do multi-sport breaks, or if you just do the East Coast, because we know those jerseys are absolutely gorgeous. We've had some here in the boxes. We've hit some ourselves. And there's, we're in the middle of that series. He hasn't hit any of the big names yet. So there's still a couple community spots available I think Orr, and the McDavid, I think community spots. So grab spots over there. Obviously, we're down to about 50 or so unknown boxes, I think, because Big Al opened half dozen or so, and then of course Daryl bought a bunch and opened himself. So I think it was a 65 box run to start, and we've probably gone through at least a dozen or so, maybe more. So it's probably down to about 50, maybe under 50 boxes that we haven't seen. So Big Al may have some of those big names. I mean, he has had them in the past. Proof of that, having hit a couple, including the big random I hit there. So, and a couple of the headliners. So it's make sure you get over there to Big Al and check out his breaks. He does Monday and Wednesdays, and he has a Milty Sport later in the week. Of course, Daryl's doing boxes. Nick F., make sure if you get over to Whatnot. I haven't quite decided to, like I said, I've done comics over and Whatnot, but I haven't done jerseys right now. Nick F. is one of the few that I breezed by there. I was actually in line for Ratatouille when he was breaking boxes. I think that was Thursday, so I did not have any luck, but I think it was Tuesday. They all blend together at this point in time. I think it was Thursday. So he got 3 boxes, I think, in that night. So he usually does 3 or 4 on Tuesdays and Thursdays each. So get over there. He usually has 40 boxes available on Whatnot if you're familiar with that platform. And if you're new to it, definitely get over there and check out. But it's similar like this. Obviously, you bid on each of the spots before you break the box. They random for a box, and that's the winner. It's whoever's in the box that is randomly selected. So if you are familiar with Whatnot, if you want to get yourself familiar, make sure you stop over there Tuesday, Thursday, check things out. Obviously that's another platform for breaks. Obviously, we do Facebook here, we do YouTube, and and there's eBay, of course, and Whatnot. There's lots of spaces for breaks, plus all the stuff in Canada, which I haven't been frequenting lately. But a couple of my favorite breakers no longer break, so it's tough to find somebody you're happy and comfortable with, and you get into a routine, stopping by and checking out the spots. But like I said, we're still going strong here. Obviously, we missed last Sunday. We haven't missed many Sundays over the past 3+ years, but obviously being away prevented us from breaking. I wasn't going to ship all these boxes with me and break from the hotel room. So the boxes are here. Though, of course, my basement is already in the process of being rebuilt. The drywall and the paneling and stuff is all new down here. There's still no carpeting, so that's to come still. We'll have to move everything around a little bit, so it's kind of weird. I'm kind of in the same position, but there's still a little carpeting down here. So it's just like a concrete floor in the basement. But the walls have been fixed and painted, so everything looked great along those lines. But we're still getting the pieces together from when our hot water heater blew up. But basement's still a good spot to break. It's nice and cool down here. Obviously, the storming, there's been bad storming the last hour or two. Hopefully it doesn't affect our internet streaming, but I'll give everybody a chance to stop by and see if there's anybody here in the room. Anybody here live? What's up? What's going on in the room? I know some of you guys wait till the video. When I post, I'll be posting shortly after we break, both on YouTube and Facebook page, so you guys can get that at your leisure. Like I said, the spots will go live Tuesday to end next Sunday, which will be another double box, which is the routine we're in. Hockey's been going crazy. Obviously, the draft was when the night I was heading out, or the night before, and then the night after I was heading out. There was some big trades made. Obviously, nothing's more insane than the offer sheet that Philadelphia Flyers have given to Leo Carlson, which will make him the highest paid player in the league over the next 4 seasons each. It's a longer contract, but of course they have it structured where he gets $1 million base, and I think like $17 million bonus, like the first 4 years. They've structured it basically to kind of hamstring Anaheim. If Anaheim decides to let him go, they will take the 4 first-round draft picks in place. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to do, since they've basically took baby steps to build their team back into a playoff team, which they were this year. Leo Carlson is kind of like that unicorn every GM wants, talented, big, skilled centerman, center one that teams die to get for, and he might be the one that they're going to count on going forward. Obviously, they didn't quite really poach Cutter Gauthier. Cutter Gauthier forced himself out of Philly, and he had a great year this year with Anaheim. So I don't know if it was partially done out of spite. Who knows? But I'm sure Danny Briere is not getting any well wishes cards from Pat Verbeek. Pat Verbeek kind of worked himself into this situation of his own doing, but not extending Carlson when he had a chance to, let him get to RFA status. And I think Carlson got like 3 or 4 offer sheets, and of course he signed the one the Flyers presented him. And now we have the clock is ticking. You have 7 days from the offer sheet being signed by Carlson to match it or decide to take the picks. I think it's probably in their best interest the way their team is built with the cap space. Probably in their best interest to sign him. I would hate to have to sign him. I mean, you can't count on the Flyers being a bottom 5 team over the next 4 seasons. They made the playoffs this year. Might be lightning in a bottle, but they've solidified their their goalie with Bedard and Wool. So I think they're happy there. They're good young players. Are kind of obviously Porter Martone, was electric when he landed in Philly. Mitchkov hasn't quite got there, but whether or not he'll take the next steps or they deal him for important pieces. We'll see. Like I said, the Flyers kind of have a game plan. Briere's he's no dummy. He's kind of building the team he wants there, and if Leo Carlson, they're able to snag him as the number 1 center, it's just money. Like I said, they have money under the cap, and it's if they can still build a team around them. Obviously, I saw the defenseman from Anaheim was presented an offer sheet as well, Menyukov. Obviously, Anaheim is dealing with a couple RFAs. We'll see. I'm not shedding any tears for Anaheim. Obviously, your team, you run your team the way you run your team. They've done it well down in Tampa. I'm happy with the way they've run things. You always agree with every move you make. Sometimes you make bad moves and you got to be able to fix them. Obviously Paul was a big signing, a big trade and signing for Tampa, and they just moved him. Trying to make room. Obviously they let Radish go and they signed Carlson for a couple years. We'll see if he's able to, play. He played 80 games this year. First time in I think 5 seasons he played 80 games. So I'm not sure if John Carlson is the answer, but he's definitely a replacement. So I mean, I think obviously he can play the power play. He's not a terrible defender. Obviously he's won a cup with the Caps, and he played with Anaheim in their playoff run. He was an important piece, and I think he'll fit in well with Tampa. I mean, it really comes down to how well Hedman can play for them, because he was terrible last year. I took some time away for personal reasons. We'll see if he can kind of rebound. He's not a spring chicken. He looked healthy, but Carlson's an important part to replace the Radish's production. But you need Hedman as your captain. You need him to come back strong and play at least a semblance of what he's been over the last decade. So, but it's important, obviously, when you have to move on with a player like Paul, who's a good, middle 6, center forward. They're kind of got some young guys they've made some trades for, Sam O'Reilly, and I'm not sure if they're ready to contribute yet. But Tampa, like I said, I have faith in them because what they've done, they built, back-to-back cup winners and a cup finalist, and they still stayed in the top, half dozen teams in the East, even though they bounced in the playoffs the first round of the last 3 years. Obviously, you have your franchise goalie, so and you got to figure out what you're going to do. Kucherov, I think he's a UFA after next season, so if they want to sign him, I'm not sure if he's going to. I mean, he's been playing under market value for the majority of his career, but Tampa has players that have done that. The Hedmans, the Stamkos, the Vasilevskis have all played a bit under market value, which you kind of need to do if you want to win. Or it could be like Chicago and give Bowen Byram $12.5 million per year, which I can't. Like I said, if you need that kind of player on defense, I mean, it's excusable. I'm not sure if it's a good move by Chicago. Bowen Byram has had a chance to be a top line player. Didn't do it in Colorado because of McCarr. Didn't do it in Buffalo because of Darlene. And I'm not sure if he's ready to take the next step and be that game altering number one defenseman for the Blackhawks. But they got good young talent in Chicago, and they're looking to take the next step. And they're not going to find players like even Bowen Byram, they're on the scrap heap. So you kind of got to get them. They didn't get them on the cheap. They paid big. They paid the first round pick. Obviously, you give the 4th overall or 9th overall, whatever pick that was that they traded for him. And then, of course, it's a tough call. It's a tough call to move and commit that kind of money. But like I said, the money's the money. It's only the money. So it's all about what you do with it. Your general manager has to make right decisions. Your coach has to coach well. Your players have to gel together. That's what it takes to win. Obviously, they proved it this year. Carolina took baby steps after having fell flat a couple years in a row, and they put the pieces in place, and they won. Obviously, Vegas Golden Knights have had a solid overall team over the last half dozen years, having been to the finals now 3 times and won one. So they're kind of doing it the way they do it. They don't draft really high. They basically sign pieces that they think are going to fit, and we'll see if that continues with Buffalo. Obviously, if Carter Hart can continue being a legit number one goalie, we're going to find out. But the rest of their parts of the team, they're going to lose some pieces as well. Obviously, Dorofeyev went to the Rangers. That's what they had to do. With the cap world, you're going to have to make cuts. It hurts. Like I said, everybody would love to have a dynasty, but it's impossible to do nowadays with the way the cap's set up, which I guess is better for the league, better for the fans. But I mean, it really takes a genius in the front office and a genius up there in the financial elements, because it's hard work, keeping these guys under caps and making sure contracts don't end before the player is still useful. Or end after the player is useful. So, but we'll find out there. Like I said, 2 boxes tonight. We'll get going. I said, then we'll be back here on Wednesday. I said, back to work this week. And then, of course, just 1 box. Like I said, I think 12 in hand. I think I have a couple more on the way, which I'm going to include them. I'll probably get some collage picks up this week. I don't expect those other 2 jerseys to be here probably within a week, so they may hopefully they get a tracking number and I can find out where they're coming. They're coming from Canada, so they may not be included, but I have at least 12 going in, maybe 14. So we'll see. It's a fun batch. A couple are right out of my PC. So I'm happy to pass them on to you guys. It's going to be fun to see the chases because you guys deserve some of these monsters when I'm able to trim them from the PC. But other than that, like I said, 30 boxes tonight. Boxes are all on the table. We have the oldest 10 boxes on the left. Nothing too old, but the oldest 10. And then the last 2 reloads, we have 9 in the middle and 11 still from the 13 from the last reload. So basically just 6 from the last 2 runs. We've only hit 6 jerseys. So there's some great stuff to be had here. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out tonight. 2 boxes. We'll do 2 boxes. There's no double boxes. There's no piggyback boxes. Just 2 boxes from the 30. It keeps my numbers seen. So I'm trying to keep everything organized. But good luck to everybody. Mike Z is the winner of record, having gone back to back. The community hit on Tuesday counts. And then also hit the Thursday box, which was Proforov. So 1 flyer's gone. I got a bunch of flyers coming in. So we got some flyer hands in here, but some gorgeous jerseys. I think I got an orange, black, and a white coming in. So it's a nice mix. Good to see you guys chasing that. So great jerseys. Like I said, I think we have like 4 or 5 Hall of Famers coming in the next reload. So it's a fun batch. I'm always happy to tease them for you guys. But till then, let's go. 2 boxes tonight. Let's go. Let me see. Just get my dice up and my And my list, where's my list? There's my list. Okay, very good. Okay, and as you guys know, do 5 or more for our first box. We will back that box out, and then we do 5 or more for our second box. That way we're not guaranteed to have the same random each of the boxes, but who knows, sometimes you are. 7, of course, is the most common number, but we've hit other numbers twice, and just how it rolls. So boxes here still in order, running up to 44. I don't think 45 got hit, but 44 is our most recent box. Of course, boxes we have to skip a couple. Looks like we're definitely going to have to skip 47 unless we hit that in the next at least 5 or 6 boxes. 2 boxes tonight, box Wednesday, 2 boxes next Sunday, and then probably a box the following Wednesday. So 6 boxes to go before we reload. So we got probably 6 chances to hit 47, or we will skip that number. After that, we have a decent break. We don't have to worry about skipping for a while. There's nothing left. We cleared out a couple runs in there. So good luck, everybody, tonight. I have faith in everybody. Let's see what we're going to do. 5 or more on our first box. 8 times. 8 times the numbers. Here we go. Box after 8 randoms is the first box we're going to open. Let's do it. 1. There it is. 30 boxes. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Come on. And the first box we're going to open tonight is going to be box number 96. 96 is an older box. Not a single run, but 96. 8 times 96. 8 times 96. Let's get that. Let me get that. Where's my list? 96. Okay. Let's back that out. 96. Okay, very good. Here we go. 5 or more for our second box. 5. 5 times. Here we go. 5 times the list. With 8 the first time, just 5 the second time. 1, 29 boxes. 2, 3, 4, and the second box is going to be box number 22. 22. 5 times, box 22. 5 times, box 22. Back that out for Wednesday so I don't forget. Box 22. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's that as well. Very good. Okay. 96 and 22. 96 over here. $22. Middle. $96 and $22. Here we go. Got anybody in the room want to make predictions? Predictions? Pain. See what we got. What do we got? 96 and 22. I'm excited. Here we go. 96. Mike Z is not in this run, so he will not be a turkey tonight. 96, though. 96, our first box. Very nice. See what you got for us. Good luck, everybody. Box 96 is Last spot mojo. Vasily Pod Colson. There it is. Last spot mojo does work. Vasily Pod Colson Adidas Pro. This is an under wraps from Fanatics. Vasily Pod Colson. It's a gorgeous Canucks flying skate jersey. Vasily Pod Colson, now, of course, a member of the Edmonton Oilers. Vasily Pod Colson on the under wraps. There it is. The Canucks alternate electric skate. Vasily Pod Colson, fight strapped, of course, on the Adidas. There it is. Pod Colson, current Edmonton Oilers on the Vancouver Canuck alternate Adidas electric skate jersey. There it is. Vasily Pod Colson. Last spot mojo. We all know it exists. So everybody had a chance at that one. Cheap spot to grab. Last spot mojo comes into play. Number 22 is from the second to last most recent reload. We've now got 8 from that left. There's 9 spots. Let's see what we got here. Very good. Vasily Pod Colson. That is Golinski's. Here we got number 22. Good luck, everybody. Everybody in this run. This is going to be. You know what? It's not a turkey, but it's Michael Handzus going to Mike Z. Congratulations, Mike Z on the Michael Handzus on the Reebok LA Kings. Michael Handzus, JSA, COA. There it is. Very, very nice. Such a gorgeous jersey. I love the Style Kings from the Reebok. Michael Handzus. Very, very nice. The black and purple. There's the Kings logo on the front. Very, very nice. Reebok. LA Kings, Los Angeles down on the hem. Very, very nice. Cool style. Not real long, obviously, during Handzus' tenure. Congratulations on the Handzus. That goes to Mike Z. That was it. He was going for the turkey, but he got stopped by the last spot mojo. Congratulations. That goes to, let me see who had that one. Here's the JSA COA on the Handzus. Let me see who we got. The Vasily Pod Colson going to Ash D. Ash D grabbing that spot with the last spot mojo. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mike, on the Handzus. I do have more Handzus, so there will be Handzus probably in the reload. So I got a couple. I have a pretty cool one that's going to show off to you guys. So congratulations on that. Very, very nice. Love the purple and black on that Reebok era of the LA Kings. And Vasily Pod Colson, of course, that goes back to the 70s, 80s style of the electric skate. Actually, the 90s even. Let's probably Brewery wore the electric skate. So congratulations on that one. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. So there we go. Now down to 28 boxes for Wednesday nights. Make sure you get your fingers and your devices ready. I will get the spot price preview up before the end of the night. Of course, I have to enter in everything on eBay to start on Tuesday, but these two won't be included, of course. And then, of course, whatever hits on Wednesday night, I'll drop that from eBay as well. So good luck, everybody, on that. I will definitely post a video shortly, and I'll throw up the spot price preview as soon as I can. There we go. Congratulations to Ash D on the Colson. Last spot mojo we know exists. Mike Z, almost the turkey, but 3 out of 4. The man is hot, and he helped me hit Forsberg. Like, the man is on fire. So congratulations to him. Keep your heater going. Like I said, you may not be in with tons of breaks, but nice to hit that. So congratulations again. Of course, sorry for everybody that did not hit. your odds have now even gotten better. You're not going to find better odds than 1 in 28 on Wednesday. Of course, 1 in 27, 1 in 26 next Sunday. This is where you want to be. You want good odds, chance at some of these unbelievable jerseys. I will see everybody back here on Wednesday night. Thank you much. I appreciate you finally being back with me. I miss you guys. It's been too long. What's been like 7, 8, 10 days? I don't know. It's been forever since that Thursday before I left. So that's been 10 days, I guess. So congratulations again, Ash D and Mike Z. 2 gorgeous hits. I'll get them packed up and ready to roll out. And I'll send out the stuff that I have upstairs ready to go. I think Nick F has got a Duchesne, I think, is still up there, as well as Big Al with the Ginless. So that stuff will go out. I know I have Mike Z stuff ready to go too. So thank you, everybody. Totally appreciate it. The continued love and support. Waffleboard Breaks is still going strong. I'm sure we'll have some more signings and stuff to talk about on Wednesday as we get closer to the match or walk date for the Anaheim Ducks and the Leo Carlson offer. But other than that, 28 boxes on Wednesday. It's going to be fun. Make sure you get over to Big Al's for his breaks. Nick's on Whatnot and Daryl's on Facebook. So thank you much, everybody. I look forward to seeing you guys very soon. Waffleboard Breaks is out for tonight. Take care, guys.